Welcome to Above the Garage.
Hi, friends. We're back for our discussion of episode 2 of Pluribus on Apple Plus. Let's do our round of introductions and dive in.
Hi, I'm Marigold.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Hi, I'm Tina.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
Hello, I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Kate. Why'd you have to say that so funny, Kimberly?
You sounded like you were held at gunpoint when you said that.
Hello.
You're trying to be crazy. Go with the thing.
The hello really creeped me out.
Hello.
Have you been taken over by the hive mind?
Oh, fucking hope not. What you should really do is everybody should say hi, friends, to start like we're the hive mind.
That was good.
Oh, shit. That was a good idea.
All right, the second episode of Pluribus Season 1 opens up in Morocco with a notably dirt-worn woman retrieving bodies. Everyone is working together efficiently without needing to exchange any words, which I'm very uncomfortable with. I need sound on in my life, and I just this non-speaking thing. It's interesting. Soon she will speak, but only for the benefit of Carol, obviously. If everybody was in this hive mind, would nobody talk ever?
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize that, Kate, because I was like, why are they not talking? And then I was like,
oh, that's such a good point.
They're connected. They don't have to.
It's like how insects work together because they're all, like an
ant farm.
They have that sensory thing. So it's the fact that they chose her too, which we learn later. She just knew, and this person comes and swaps her role. She gave him the gloves, he gave her the helmet. She gets on the bike, and they just swap, and he just takes over what she was doing, and she goes to the airport to get on the plane.
She flew the plane.
Yeah, she flew the plane.
She doesn't just get on it. She flies it.
She flew the plane, this enormous plane, and she just knows because everybody knows how to do everything now, apparently. So
right, which there's a really funny joke later about the TGI Fridays person flying the plane.
I know. So funny.
Anybody can just do any job now. It's crazy.
She flies there without even a co-pilot, right? Is she the only one in the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just her, I think.
Yeah, it's very impressive. It's a cool 12 hours if she's got enough gas in the tank. But yeah, so 12 hours from Morocco to Albuquerque. She successfully lands and then gets cleaned up but honestly, that whole sequence, I think, was 14 minutes or something. I'm not exaggerating by that much.
It was so long.
Really long, and it was really well shot. But I'm not...
No dialogue.
Castaway is not my favorite movie, even though I know it's awesome. I can't rewatch it, even though my father-in-law has rewatched it 50,000 times. I need dialogue. And so...
It just gives you a tick if you don't have...
It goes back to that unsettling feeling.
It's so
it's not natural
to
for all of these things to be happening seamlessly, one right after another, without people communicating with one another.
Right. Yeah,
right.
But it's brilliantly shot for that because you get that and you're like, wait, why aren't they talking? And they're doing everything
they all just know what to do. Nobody has to say, hey, you get that end, I'll take this end. And they all just know. It's creepy.
So even though it's not my favorite scene because it's unsettlingly quiet, it's a very good sequence.
It's effective.
I just thought it was going to be of greater significance. Something I thought Morocco would have had tie in more with the story. But yeah, it was weird.
Apparently it's just a faraway place that they wanted to bring her from, I guess.
Because she was a lookalike for the
that's
fiction character.
Like the one person in the world who resembles
Raban or whatever.
Yeah.
It makes it much funnier too. Because honestly, the first time I had it on while I was getting the kids ready, I wanted to watch it once and then take notes, but the kids were distracting. But the woman just showed up and I was like, I wonder where she came from. And then I watched it again and I was like, oh, they're far away. Anyway, I think it's very well written that she had to come from very far away. I don't think she looked that much like him, to be honest, though. I think they could have done better.
I need to go back and pause on that frame where she's holding the book up.
Yeah, the second time I was watching it, I thought she looked more like it than the first time.
It was pretty close, all things considered.
If I had to guess, I would think they illustrated the book to look like her.
Right,
so
right.
She probably should look like the book.
I'm sure, yeah.
The part that was so unsettling to me, though, in that opening sequence was when she's on the motorcycle and she's riding past the people in the trucks and she's weaving between them and then goes up on the sidewalk. And I was like, that would require so many eye contact, wave at someone. The absence of the dialogue was one thing, but the absence of any kind of body language was really striking to me.
Right. And even somewhat like that, but different, is when she takes off in the plane. You notice it like takes off right over a whole lot of people working in a van.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't even look up. Nothing.
Right. And it's unsettling. Unsettling is such a good word for this show.
Yeah.
Anyway, she successfully lands and then gets herself cleaned up very nicely, ready to read the part of Pirate Lady, which is the name of the episode, by the way. She tries unsuccessfully to hydrate Carol, who's been hard at work in the desert digging Helen's grave, and in response, Carol uncaps the Aquafina on offer and pours it out on the ground. Pirate Lady is unfazed, but she kindly begins to take her leave because she can tell she's upsetting Carol, and they do not want to upset Carol.
Ray Seaborn is both like very good with spoken dry comedy, but also that physical comedic beats like that. That was really funny.
She's so funny. I love her.
I also loved how the Pirate Lady knew the exact bottling history of the Aquafina bottle.
Yeah. The actual person who bottled it. So I know it's safe because
in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah.
My neck of the woods.
And then when she was like, you're getting heat exhaustion, she's like, every medical doctor on Earth agrees.
Yeah. And she realizes what's bothering her finally and grabs one of her novels from inside the house, holds it up to Pirate Lady's face. She's a female version of Raban. So she realizes only Helen knew that Raban was supposed to be female initially, and thus they must have downloaded the whole content of Helen's brain with a quickness before her death.
That's got to come back into play at some point, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's also just a real bummer to learn that she joined them before she passed.
Yeah.
Really ick.
Which was probably in those moments where she was looking sort of euphoric right before she died, right?
She looked peaceful. Yeah, and she was looking at her, so I'm sure that Carol's thinking it's her and them that she's thinking of. And in retrospect, it's like, oh my God, it's just horrible that...
It makes it much worse, her death, and that was already bad enough, so...
But now she has access to people who can kind of give her a Helen glimpse.
Right.
Like, that's pretty twisted.
No, she knows, like, everything about Carol now. That's terrible.
And she could talk to someone as Helen, almost. Like, I was thinking about that. Yeah. Like, she could communicate with somebody in a way that she'd have wanted to communicate with Helen. You know?
Yeah. Ugh, terrible. And Carol reacts exactly as I would, again, screaming fuck you at her until Pirate Lady actually passes out. Thin-skinned, these robots. Carol's pretty nice at heart, though, because she leaves to get Pirate Lady help. I don't know that I would have done that. And she just finds more robots she's taken offline with her anger.
That whole bit was so funny with her trying to get the guy down off of the crane, and she like can't figure out how it works, and then she's like dragging the guy along the side of the building. The whole thing
helmet is dragging along the wall.
So funny.
It was really good.
Yeah, that was very good.
It was even funnier later after they all came to, and he's like, "It's okay, Carol," and he's dangling from the line.
Yeah. I'm fine. Wasn't there a thing, did you guys notice? I feel like some of the people down on the ground when she was dragging him were holding their head. Some of the other guys standing on the sidewalk put their hand up to their forehead.
I think I saw that, yes.
And I was like, are they reacting because they're feeling the pain of him being dragged across the side of the building?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Was it during the seizure?
It was when she was trying to operate the crane and she was dragging the guy's face across the side of the building.
So funny.
That's a question, actually.
I want that to be it. I want them to be reacting to their empathetic feeling or physical feelings of...
Yeah, they all feel everything, I guess, that everybody else does.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'd feel the impact of it.
Yeah, and like you said, like, if they're having surgery, can they feel it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to think about.
So far, they haven't shown them physically feeling. I don't think it's like they're all connected mentally. But if that were the case, you would constantly be seeing people like reacting physically to what's happening with other people in the world, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but they're all kind of happy as the hive mind.
They're not doing anything that is going to hurt them intentionally.
Or make them sad, yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe it'll be answered later.
Yeah.
So Carol goes back home and invites Pirate Lady over to confirm her fear that her negative emotions are actually physically hurting these happy zombots.
Which I think is the first time that she calls her Pirate Lady, because she calls and she like dials the 0 and says the Pirate Lady can come back if she wants.
Yeah.
Well, what I love is that she calls her Pirate Lady and the woman on the phone knows exactly who she's talking about. Like, oh yeah, she'll be right over.
I also like that she followed with if she wants. I don't know why, but it's just Very nice.
Well, later she's really into wanting them to have choice.
I know,
So
that's true. That is a thing that is normal, by the way. Anyway, yeah, so her anger even kills them. I didn't realize why she was killing some of them, and you guys pointed out it's probably just from literally like hitting their heads or driving or being in a bad spot when she gets angry.
I think so.
yeah.
Well, they confirm that later when they're at that dinner, and
Yeah.
the one is like, "My grandfather was driving when you got mad, and
Right.
we got in a car accident. And
He
he
died.
died." So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of the workers, wasn't there a worker that had fallen over and was bleeding too
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
she went to that work site?
There was a woman, they were putting oxygen on her and she was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she fell forward and hit her face or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
So,
Oh, I was really wondering, because you kind of saw in the trailer, I know Kimberly didn't see it, but the whole thing about them all wanting Carol to just be happy. Like, oh, we just want to make you happy no matter what it takes. And they made total sense of that so early in the show. I thought that was going to be kind of a mystery of like, why are they all trying to make her happy?
Yeah.
But it's literally because if she gets angry, like half of them die.
yeah.
So I thought that was really well done that they explained that.
No wonder everyone's at her beck and call and just dial 0 and we'll give you whatever you want.
Exactly. They're like, let's appease her so that she doesn't get mad. And
I wonder if that's the reason. Like, obviously, we were only on episode 2, but I wonder if it's more sinister than that. Like you just said.
I'm sure there's
I have a
something
feeling, yeah.
under the surface. Yeah.
Do you think that the others could also, like, their anger would kill people? Because, I mean, later on, I'm kind of skipping ahead, but the Indian woman was angry towards Carol, but
Right.
it wasn't directed towards them.
I really
So-
think that it has to be
Yeah.
directed towards them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
think so too.
I think Pirate Lady said that at some point, but that
When it's directed right at us, it's hard.
yeah, your anger is directed right at us. We react
Yeah.
how they react.
When Carol learns her outbursts just killed people all over the world, that realization makes her vomit on the spot. I think she's like a very empathetic person, actually, and kind and nice.
She really is. I was
Yeah.
noting that especially when people are in seizures. Like she's lashing out at them when they're the hive mind, and when they're all conscious and they're the hive mind, she's angry about it. But when they're in seizure, and maybe it's because she feels responsible for it, but she wants to help.
Yeah.
Like she has that instinct to help, which is just human.
I think
Right.
she's still seeing all these people as individual people that are just being overtaken by this thing. So when they're not speaking directly to her consciously, she's seeing the person that's being affected by this
Yeah.
thing more directly. Because they're like seizing on the floor and they used to be someone's, friend or whatever. So it's like she's seeing that in those moments. That's what I think.
And you even saw too early, or in episode 1, when she removes the woman's hand from the baby, and she's really worried about this baby falling to the
Yeah.
ground. Like she cares a lot, even though she's very cynical. This is what I get about her. This is me, and I like that in her.
Actually, Kate, I did kind of think about you a little bit. I was like, I can sort of see Kate in her a little bit.
Yeah,
Like you have like the fieriness, but you also care so much about people. I can see it.
And when she said dummies in episode 1, I was like, that's so Kate.
Which is
that
also
came from
Alma.
Alma, but yes, Alma should probably get it.
First Handmaid's Tale reference of this podcast, this new show.
Carrying on. When she returns to digging Helen's grave, she's clearly not doing well, so she actually allows Pirate Lady to order up a helicopter and an excavator, and the next thing we see is Helen's freshly covered grave covered in flowers.
I respect so much that they showed how hard that would actually be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I do
if we
too.
were going to go dig a grave, I'm sorry, that would take like days, right? With a
Yeah.
shovel?
I
Yeah.
think about that in so many shows. So many shows they do it with no problem, and I'm like, do you know I'd be doing that for the entire summer? Like,
Right.
Exactly. Normally you would see her start with the shovel and then it'd be done.
yeah.
Like you just see it start and then finish.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Aubrey.
Good realism. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As they gaze upon Helen's grave, Carol starts asking about the others like her again. There's 12 now. How on earth did they not know about the gentleman in Paraguay before? I want to know that.
Maybe nobody that, because I was thinking about this too, maybe he was kind of a loner and he didn't have anybody in his life that had memories of him. I mean, that'd be crazy.
Well, she should find him. She'll like him. I think that this is a good.
Good match. Yes.
Yeah.
Good friendship.
This is a good tie-in to the numerology thing that I was thinking about, because I was curious what the word pluribus meant, and it means many. And then the motto of the U.S. is E pluribus unum, which is out of many, one, and it's supposed to represent the 13 colonies as a single nation. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, but then there was 11 individuals, but now there's 12 plus Carol,
Plus
right?
Carol.
So it'll
Yeah.
be 13,
So
like
13.
the 13 colonies.
Good connection.
Oh
I
man,
love that.
that's great research.
That's fantastic.
That's good.
Really good
It's really good.
observation.
Good job, Marigold. I love the 13.
Yeah.
Because I looked up the Pluribus too, and I also saw the E Pluribus Unum, but I didn't catch the 13. I was just thinking about how they put the 1 in the middle, and I'm thinking the 1 is for Carol.
Yeah, that was cool too. I like that. Yeah.
Or the 1 is for the one like mind of
The
everybody,
hive mind.
right? Yeah.
Oh, that too. I think there's layers of meaning there.
I was reading an article. I try not to read articles about the shows we're doing normally, but this one just popped up and I was watching my children swim for like hours, so I read it. It was talking about how like America is so like extremist right now and that it's very interesting to have this show right now where it's like, well, what's the alternative? You want everybody to have the same like hive mind? You want like It is just an interesting contrast between the two. Obviously a middle ground would be much more desirable, but it's a funny time. I'm sure it's relevant to why he did this, but
Yeah, I think there's commentary there, but it's not, in my opinion, too heavy-handed, so that you can't like enjoy this as like a standalone story.
right, yeah,
But at the same time, you can glean that meaning from it as well.
right. It's just interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Carol wants to talk to the other people, though she wants to start with the 5 that speak English, and all 5 of them pretty instantaneously agree because they happen to have their chaperones on hand, it seems. So they're off to Spain to meet up. A waitress from TGI Fridays is going to fly them there, uniform and all.
That was just funny to me. Like when they showed her in the pilot seat, I was like, "That's a TGI Fridays waitress."
Did you really recognize the uniform? That's great.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the movie, it made me think of the movie Office Space.
Office Space.
You know Office Space,
Mhm.
when
Oh.
she's got the outfit with the pieces of flare.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
"That's
Where's your flare?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't even have time to take her flare off. She was like, "Nope, I gotta."
That's so
It's
amazing.
funny. Right. But they're flying in the biggest plane they can, so apparently this hive mind is not worried about the environment. Upon arrival, Carol meets 4 of her peers, and she's got to be disappointed by how dissimilar they seem to her. Were you guys, I don't know, at the very outset, I was like, oh no, they're nothing like her. They're not gonna.
They're not thinking the same way she is. I
At
mean,
all.
like she's thinking as soon as they meet up, it's going to be like, oh my God, thank God.
Finally,
There's other people like me.
Yeah.
And that isn't what happens. And she does. She approaches them with that energy.
Right.
And it's not reflected back from, they're just introducing themselves and they're very polite, most of them.
And they're all surrounded by families or skin skeletons that were once embodied by families.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
a bit different.
The second that they showed the families, I was like, this is why.
Yeah.
This is the reason that they are not acting the way that Carol is. Because
They
they
have
have
connections.
connections. Exactly.
Yeah.
With people that are taken over and they're not willing to accept that they're gone.
Yeah, denial, whatever.
I thought that they were all going to be like super negative though, like Carol. That was surprising to me because I was like, maybe Carol's negativeness is what made her immune to it.
Mm.
So
Right. Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was thinking too, like, what if Helen hadn't died the way she did, but she had become one of them? She still wouldn't be Helen, and Carol wouldn't be feeling connected to her. At least that's what I think, how I think she would be reacting. I don't think that she would be accepting Helen as still her partner or whatever.
I don't think she would be accepting it immediately, but I think it would be a lot harder to let go of that person if they were alive and just taken over by this. I think it would be like, you try to handle it, you try to fix it, and then when you realize you can't, you accept like, well, the person is still here. I'm looking at them. I see them.
And maybe I can get them back.
Well, and still, technically, they're still there. They just kind of like have uploaded their consciousness into like everyone else. So it's like you can still be Helen, just now you have the intelligence of a pilot and an open heart surgeon and a
Yeah, it's like what that girl said. I would just share with everybody else.
Helen plus billions.
yeah.
I agree with Rachel here. There's no way that Carol would accept that at all. Like,
I can't picture it.
Helen repeating that shit back to her, Carol would not tolerate that.
I agree, but I think that's what made it why other people, the other people that had families, maybe were able to accept it more easily. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense. But I do think it's also a numbers game, and there's no way that 11 out of 12 of them would be the kind of person that would accept that. So I don't know.
I don't know that Kellen combined their names.
It's their couple name.
It's their couple name. It's cute. I don't know that Carol would have accepted it, but I think it would have been way more complex for her than it was with Helen being dead. That's all. Like, I just think
fair. Yeah.
It would have. She might not have been so quick to be like, let's burn this to the ground because, well, her partner is involved in it and part of it.
It might affect her.
Which I think is going to come up maybe later with the fact that they have Helen's memories, but we'll see, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I kept thinking about in the first episode, when she's like, we're going through all the action stuff when everything is happening and just reacting to all of it, as I think, if you can imagine yourself in that outrageous kind of situation, I mean, I loved Ray's acting in it because you just saw all the layers of, you know, the fear, the panic, the confusion, you know, she's crying, but also like there has to be just this overwhelming feeling of being alone because everywhere she goes, she can't connect with a single person, not just who can help her, but who's just going through what she's going through. She's reacting to everybody changing like this, what's happened to her partner, to Helen, and she's the only one not being affected by the seizures, and she doesn't have anybody who understands what she's actually going through, and that's so alone and isolating. So finding out that there were other people in the world like her must have been such a relief. Just the idea of that, like, if I can just connect with these people, it'll just be this relief. And that's what she says. This is such a relief. And then it turns out not to be what she hoped it would be.
Yeah.
But there's one gentleman still missing, so there's still hope for like 5 seconds until Air Force One pulls up. I'm sorry. It's been renamed Air Force Kumba.
Why did this remind me just of Idiocracy?
What was it?
Idiocracy with Luke Wilson. Did you guys see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Something about this, a couple beats of this kind of reminded me of that. Like,
I thought of it too. I'm curious where you were going with that, though.
I mean, I think just a random person being in Air Force One, just that alone made me think of like Terry Crews as president, and you know, he's talking about changing tortillas on burritos and shit. Like, it just, I don't know, something about that just reminded me of this. Burrito coverings, he calls them.
It was just very crazy. Like, Air Force One rolls up. It was like, what in the, and the way she was just very casually, she was like, it took some time to procure it. Like, no shit, it's Air Force One. Like,
yeah. Like, did you guys also notice, like, when our point of view is watching the people watching the plane at first, so we don't see the plane, but we hear it. So at first, all of the Hive people plug their ears at the same exact time.
Yeah, I did catch that.
And then the non-Hive people, like, one by one, or like slowly on their own time, put their fingers in their ears.
Individual reactions versus group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then at the end, they're all standing there in the same exact way. So they kind of maybe trying to show they're all still the same.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate him just yet, just by seeing he'd ordered up Air Force One, because I kind of support that. He thought of it first. But the line of women at his disposal did get me there a moment later.
That was pretty gross.
He's so gross.
Yeah,
and then
was
there was
awful.
the nuclear suitcase. This guy sucks. Okay, so what would your Air Force One be? Like, once you just really realized you couldn't get out of the situation, at least for the moment, and you really had a carte blanche, you could order whatever you want.
I would want Disneyland all to myself.
Yeah, you can have it, and they would run it for you. That's the thing. Like, the problem with most zombie movies is nobody would run it, but you have employees.
I want them to get to work filming Severance season 3. That's what I want right now.
Oh my god, we can rewrite season 6 of Handmaid's.
Holy shit! Stop. That's it.
God, stop.
No one else can answer the question now. That's
That
it.
would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We can actually even do season 5 and 6.
Yeah.
5 and 6. Yes.
You just redo it.
That I love how that's the ATG hive mind coming into play.
We were all like, fuck it, that's it.
Yes.
Forget everything else.
Forget Disneyland. Let's just
Champagne, like all the food you want.
Get what
No.
we want.
Rewrite.
It is cool though that you do have like all the actors in the world at your disposal.
At your disposal, right? I'd be
That's
like, get
right.
Adam Scott, get Britt Lauer, get them. Let's do it.
So spend like a couple years remaking the shows you'd like the way you want them.
That would be fun, actually.
Then get back to solving problems.
Actually, I had not thought about the fact that you're right. You have all the actors, directors, everybody that you want.
Yeah.
I probably would just be.
Well, you don't have Ray Seahorn, but
That's the only wrinkle.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's
it's a
definitely a bummer.
complicated topic.
Yeah. I feel like I would just be a crazy person in my backyard making movies with like previously famous actors. Like I would just line them up.
Give them the script. They'll do whatever you want. You write it.
Imagining like a factory line of like actors
Exactly.
in your backyard.
Line them up, and then the directors and cinematographers are just ready at their camera and their posts. And then one of the 11 other people shows up and they're like, actually, we're fine. This person has totally gone off the deep end. Like,
Oh, I love it.
we haven't heard from Kimberly yet about what she would want to do with her Air Force One pass card.
True.
Mine would definitely to like get a farm and just like bring all the dogs.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, it's so sweet.
That's very on brand.
Specifically, like probably golden retrievers and just have like a golden retriever land.
That would be super fun.
They'd be so down for it too because they're animal lovers. So they'd be like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
They'd be
That's true.
safe with them.
I just don't think there could be fences. Did they imply that like everyone's dogs were freed?
It kind of sounded like that, which is
Confused by that.
It sounded like they don't want to hold any
Yeah.
animals prisoner, so they let them all go.
But dogs are like want to be with humans.
Didn't one of the other I guess regular people in quotes said that to let the dog go? Possibly. I think.
Yeah, like she was like, I didn't give up my dog or didn't let it go. Whatever.
She
Yeah.
didn't give up her dog, yeah.
Implied it was taken.
which actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking back onto the rats from episode 1.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting now how they were just gassing rats.
That's true. They're okay with animal testing.
Right.
And now they're like, we're not going to step on an insect.
yeah.
Everything's precious. They're not going to kill anything.
It just shows that like dichotomy from humanity versus.
That's a really good point.
Also, do you guys know the website doesthedogdie.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard of it. I've heard of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got to check it before everything you watch.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares if the people die? If the dog dies, I'm out.
Same.
I won't.
The day that my dog died, I went to watch a movie that someone had recommended me forever.
Oh.
And yeah, a dog died in it.
That's
Oh, no.
terrible.
It was a great movie though.
Oh.
Wilder People.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
I love that movie.
It wasn't a terrible dog death, but it was a dog death on the day that he died. And it was like,
Yeah.
you must be fucking kidding me. Should have gone to that website first.
That movie is like, if anyone seriously hasn't watched that movie, it's Sam Neill, and I'm sorry I'm not remembering the kid's name, but he's in Deadpool, and they're awesome. The movie's just awesome.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, that's an excellent movie.
But no, but I did hear Evan saying this to somebody randomly the other day. Like, I don't mind so much if humans die in the movie, but I don't want to see an animal die.
Evan
No.
knows what's up.
I was like, I'm so proud of you. So Carol calls the meeting to order anyway, and as soon as it's underway, it's definite that Carol is the only sane being left on Earth. Although I would check out the 7 non-English speakers if I were her, just to be sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think she'll find one that she vibes with for sure.
Yeah, I think she just doesn't trust the translation, probably.
Yeah.
Still, you're out of other options now.
Yeah. Episode 3, call the other 7.
Yeah, so these 5, Carol gives a rousing pep talk about the future of humanity in their hands, only to find out the others are happy as is, or actually want to become happy zombie robots.
Or don't see the problem.
Yeah, I'd like to actually know the breakdown. Like, Kumba would obviously remain as is, I think. And then we know that the girl would like to be a hive mind.
Uh-huh.
It seems like the others would like to be hive mind. Nobody else is taking advantage of the...
They were more silent. I didn't get opinions from like the older man, the older woman, and
Right. I would have liked to hear more.
the woman who was just completely hating on Carol on sight because
Right.
Carol killed her
She
grandfather.
did kill her grandfather,
So,
right? Yeah.
So we didn't really get opinions from them, just sort of reactions.
But her response was perfect. She said, I'm very sorry you lost your grandfather. And she said it genuinely. But the rest of your family waiting outside, you've lost them too.
Right.
Yeah.
Your parents, your children, they aren't them anymore. And that's like so accurate, you know?
Yep.
But at the same time, like, if I was in that situation, like, and my only option to be with them is
To join
be a
them.
part of the hive mind, I don't know.
You might do it. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
It's a tough one. I mean, obviously, I would prefer not to have this problem at all,
Yeah.
as Carol does. But given the situation, I think it would start to become complicated if everyone that you knew and loved was part of the hive mind.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of degrees of denial going on with this group too. Like obviously the younger girl, I think, is just totally lost and wants to be with her family, and that's understandable. But I think the others in the group are showing a lot of denial, you know, with the woman with her child later, which we can get into, where she is not accepting that that's not him anymore.
Right. I think it was brilliant that she starts that argument here on the plane that she goes with the gynecologist ankle out of the many thousands of options that she had at the end.
So freaking funny.
And it's much funnier later when she
That was crazy.
He proves her right.
That was funny.
So twisted and so funny.
It was so funny.
There was another really interesting exchange during this meeting on Air Force One, where Carol is she's talking to the younger girl that wants to be a part of them, and she's trying to reason with her the same way that Kate was just talking about. And the woman across the table said, "Don't tell her how to think." And I was like, like that's a really interesting thing for her to say when, you know, first of all, this young girl is asking to be part of a hive mind where she won't, like her entire being would be taken over.
Independent thought's gone, right?
Independent thought is gone. And also, that's exactly what Carol's trying to fight for, is being able to think for herself. So I don't know. I just thought that was a really interesting exchange.
Yeah, same. I feel like a couple of these people might come around to that as they start to process it more. But it's still pretty fresh.
And the woman who hates Carol, it's like I feel like they're a lot more the same than anybody else in that group. But she's just in a place where she cannot join up with Carol because Carol is the reason why her grandfather died. So she just can't see it.
And her son is there in the hive too, so there's that.
Right. Yeah. Another thing I thought was, obviously Kumba is very on board with we'll give you whatever you want. Obviously, Air Force One, he's got his girls, but I wonder if he knows what Carol knows that she learned at the end of episode 1, which was they want to eventually make them all part of the hive. Like, you're not part of it because you're some sort of special exception and we're existing to make you happy. It's because something in your brain and your chemistry is wrong and you can't be part of the hive yet.
And we're working on it.
We're working on it. Like, does he know they're working on it? Because he did not seem...
They're months away.
Did she say that in the scene? I think she says something like, don't you guys know that they're trying to...
Did she?
Force us into this?
Okay, I don't... Maybe she did.
I don't know if it's in this scene.
Oh, what are you going to do when they turn us into them? And that's when the young girl says, that's what I want.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. But that is interesting, though, because he may be in denial about that factor of it.
Yeah, because he won't be the head honcho anymore if he's just one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kumba, I do love this line that he had where Carol goes out to dismiss... What do we call them? The hive mind, I guess.
The hive mind,
but just the zombies, the Pluribus zombies. When she goes out to dismiss their like chaperones and their family members, and then she comes back in and he's in the middle of talking about the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
Yeah. What's funny?
he's like, that was a clever gambit. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
As gross as he is with, these women, that it's just, ugh, I hate
taking advantage of the lack of choice, which we'll get into later.
Taking advantage of these women who have no choice, and he is pretty funny. He adds a lot of humor.
Yeah, he's played by Samba Shoot, and I really liked him. Minus, I like the actor. I think
he did a great job at this part. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was very entertaining. I enjoy him being a villain in the show.
Yes.
And for a second, like, aside from all the gross things that he does, for a second, maybe he causes you to think, well, maybe this isn't so bad because it is peace on earth and maybe this is the only way that can be achieved. But at the same time, I'm way more on Carol's side where it's like, but what have we lost? I mean, without having any individuality, who wants to live in a world like that where everybody is just... of the same mind.
But it's written so well. It's debated well.
Yeah,
even like the asshole is making points that you're like, all right.
It makes you think.
That is your best argument and you're presenting it really well.
I think it's also the fact that you can watch it and think like, well, Carol's obviously right. We're following this protagonist. Like, we agree with everything that she's saying. But also 12 to 13 people against billions of people.
Right.
Like, it just seems so hopeless that I can understand somebody giving up.
Yeah, like, is this really that bad? I know, it's a great argument.
Yeah, just being like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy what I've got here and just see what happens. Like, what else can I do, really? Like, you'd feel helpless, I think.
Yeah.
Do we know if, like, they can choose back? I know she says something to that effect. Like, we didn't have a choice. She was like, you didn't vote. You didn't have a choice.
Right.
I guess they would never choose an alternative.
They say it's wonderful, so they're not acting like they would, but
Like, she couldn't talk them into it.
I think that's an interesting thing. If they explore that would be really interesting.
Well, and you could manipulate it too, because she says, I don't want to, like later, which I know we're skipping around, but later in the scene where Kumba is asking the pirate lady to go with him, and she's like, well, I would be hurting one of you if I went with the other one. So I'm thinking, okay, can Carol manipulate this to her advantage somehow to make them do what she wants?
Yeah.
So it's possible, I guess.
I also liked when they're giving her shit for, like, not asking how they feel.
Yeah.
How the happy zombies feel. And she's like, well, I wouldn't ask a heroin addict how he feels on the heroin either. Because, like, valid point. Great point.
Amazing comeback.
They feel amazing. It's not good for them, you know?
Yep.
Anyway, there's just many excellent points. It's really well written, and I really enjoy that.
I have the Wikipedia page up, and it's the term they use for the 12 people. They're still free thinkers, which I think is a really good way to look at it. So there's the people in the hive mind, and then they're the free thinkers.
That's good. I couldn't figure out how to talk about that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, and really going back to when she first gets them alone, she finally gets them alone. She finally gets to have what she thinks is her conversation with her peeps, like the people who think like she does, or the people who are going through what she's going through. And the first thing she says is, what are we going to do about this? And I'm like, what are you going to do about this? Like, seriously, like Aubrey was just saying, this is how, against billions of people, how exactly are you going to reverse this?
Yeah, but I think that it's even more impressive that Carol's still so, like, motivated to fight against them when it seems so daunting. Like,
yeah, well, she knows it's wrong. It's like,
I would have wanted to talk to them, but I don't know that I would have gotten to the stage where I'm like, how do we defeat it? I would just be like, let's just, like, hang out for a week and talk. I don't know. It's just very motivated.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
She's got a lot of strength and determination that I'd have to dig very deep for.
Right. Yeah. Carol loses their attention quickly, though, and Kumba goes and asks his minions for lunch, where it looks like everyone got their favorite meal, which is nice. But the carnivores in the bunch had better savor it because there won't be any animals being killed going forward. Ironic that the servers are all dressed head to toe in leopard print and fur while this is being discussed.
I didn't put that together.
I hadn't picked up on that. That's very good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Maybe it's faux.
I hope. I assume that the actual costumes are. Kumba does quickly identify a loophole for his problem, though. He can just kill the animals for them, and then the zombie bots will cook them. Back to the lunch small talk, Carol accuses them of enslaving all of humanity while refusing to step on a bug, and Pirate Lady objects to her language. They prefer the term joining to enslaving. So Carol curses some more at the ridiculousness of, well, pretty much every single thing. And when Ravi's mom objects to her cursing, she hilariously quizzes 9-year-old Ravi on gynecological exams.
That was the funniest.
Funny.
Thing,
So
good.
Because what did she say? She was like, what kind of speculum would you use?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he says, well, it depends.
Would you do palpations with your tiny fingers?
But the way he sits there and for a second, literally, he's like consulting this Rolodex of all these things in his brain. He's like,
Yes.
well, actually, it would depend. Like, he was going to answer the question,
Yeah.
seriously, which was so funny.
And the mother is horrified.
Well, and her delivery was brilliant, too, because it seemed like she was not about to do that, even though in my mind I thought she probably was. Like, she was so serious, like, talking to a kid and then she came out with it. It was brilliant. It was so funny.
It was so funny.
And the mom's reaction there was another thing that really stamped in her denial for me, because it was like, oh,
I
she's
agree.
trying to shut this down. Like, she does not want to hear about this. She wants to think of her kid as her kid still, and not as having all this knowledge. And
A gynecologist?
and then a gynecologist, yeah.
And then she returns to her original question, how many people died during this great joining? 886,477,591.
I think this is also the part where Ray is speaking to Pirate Lady and then kind of has this aside when somebody comes up to pour wine for her. And she just looks back and she says, if you're going to hit me, hit me. And then she goes back to talking. Like she just wants a bigger glass of wine.
That's what that I did hear her say that, and I did not understand it.
I don't think I got that either. Thank you.
She like poured for a second, and then she was gonna walk away, and Ray like looked back, or like Carol looked back and said, "If you're gonna hit me, hit me." And then she comes back and pours more wine. It was good. I like those little things where it's like you're having one conversation, and then something happens to the side, and you like react to it, and then you go back to the conversation. That's always funny.
It's more real. That's how things happen in real life.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's not often written to television like that, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, and blocked well and acted well. Yeah.
Yeah. Lajmi wisely counters that Carol killed 11 million of those people herself, which signals the end of this lunch as Carol chugs some wine and storms off, but not before turning around and accusing the other 5 of being traitors to the human race. And then she walks into a tree and loses it all on the leopard-clad women who come to her aid, which of course sends most of the party into seizures. I wonder if she killed the 9-year-old gynecologist. Oh, he was okay, right?
I think they were all okay, yeah.
When she woke up and started raging, I was like, come on, dude. Like, you remember what happened last time? But then I thought, okay, she just passed out and she's just instantly reacting to this crazy situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty normal human response, actually.
Right.
Get off. She was saying, get off me.
Right.
Get the fuck off me. But I also think that even though she was already feeling deep guilt for the consequences of the first time it happened, I think something like that kind of had to happen more than once for it to really solidify to a point where she might take more steps to control her temper,
make changes,
so that she doesn't lash out at them, because she knows it can cause such
dire consequences.
Yeah, like, comparing herself to Stalin, she doesn't want to feel that way. So
well, and in the next scene when she wakes up and calls and
yes,
is asking for something to help with this, like, can you do something about my reactions, basically?
Well, she says that, but it's also the first time she asks them in return, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
And that was the first time, like, when they were of the hive mind, because she's shown concern when they're in seizure mode, but when they're of the hive mind, she usually doesn't seem to care as much, like, about them as a being,
right,
or as the collective consciousness. So when they asked her, how are you feeling? Her thing back is, how are you feeling? Because now she knows, I just did it again, and I want to know, have I caused more harm?
Yeah.
Yeah, she obviously feels like very guilty and is obviously going to edit her behavior, I think, going forward.
Yeah. Just 1 second going back to the dinner scene, there was a weird thing where Pirate Lady said Celtiberian or Celtiberian.
Yeah, like a language.
Yeah, it's actually a Celtic language. That's really interesting.
She brought it up because she was saying that there was a better term in that language for what they refer to themselves as.
Which I kind of found that interesting, like the different languages that have words for specific things that others don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have the patience to study languages or the intelligence, but I think that would be a very fascinating part of it, like which languages express certain feelings very specifically. The Pirate Lady is fine. Carol's worried about her, but Pirate Lady is fine and offers her favorite dish from the Inn at Little Washington, which is actually the restaurant where my husband proposed to his previous girlfriend. Isn't that interesting?
What?
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Can we get Dave on here? We have some questions.
Yeah.
I know. He's actually in Vegas. He sounds like quite the player right now. But he's with my brother playing golf.
Who's he proposing to tonight? Is the question.
I know, right? And he just called and said his flight was canceled, so it's all very shady. But
Oh, no.
government shutdown will protect him, I think. No, luckily for me, that engagement did not work out, and she is also very happily married to someone else. So happy ending, but it's funny that they chose that particular restaurant for this because I hadn't thought of it in a really long time. Anyway, Carol appears to be having real regrets as she asks if she's driven everyone else away, but it turns out Koopa remains. However, it quickly becomes clear he's only stayed to ask Carol her permission for inducting Pirate Lady into his harem. But in his defense, he does at least know that Pirate Lady's name is Zoja, which Carol definitely did not.
One small check in the pros column for Kuma.
I know. It's like, I feel like, and I'm annoyed that I'm mentioning it, but it is unfortunate that Carol never asked her name.
It's true.
It's worth mentioning. Everybody's complex.
Sometimes it's the low bar.
It's very low bar.
Well, and he got her name, but he also has an ulterior motive, so.
Yeah, and it's awful. It's gross.
It's an interesting way to individualize her, like, separate from the hive.
Mhm.
Like, this
Yeah.
is her name. So I'm separating her, like, from the pack, if you will.
Which also makes you wonder if he's again, disassociating from the concept of this and thinking of her as an individual, even though she's not, and thinking like, oh, she's making this choice or she has autonomy, but she doesn't.
Probably.
He says they have a connection. And my thinking was like, they can't. I mean, because she's like of the whole, human race. So how can he have a connection with the individual anymore?
Well, it's the illusion, I think, for him, because she's
Right.
acting like she likes him. She's saying yes all the time. So
That's all he needs.
in his mind, he's like, oh, she really likes me. She wants to be with me. But like, actually, she doesn't have a choice. Like,
and once again, is she thinking like, I got to appease him because if he gets angry, we're all going to seize, you know?
See, I don't think that they are actually motivated like that as much as you do. I think they truly have this not absurd, but like they really want to please people.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're not scared of their own death.
There is a peacefulness about them inherently.
That's true.
They actually want to make them happy. I mean, they make me think of you, Aubrey, but like not in a bad way, like in a nice way. Like you're just genuinely like kind and nice and you care and it's a good thing. Like
you don't want to hurt animals.
You're not trying to avoid your own hurt. You're trying to like just be like kind and make other people feel good. It's a compliment. But anyway, that I don't think they're trying to avoid their own death with their caring, but their caring is very annoying. Not yours.
It just so happens that in Carol's case, literally she can affect all of them with her anger. So
yeah,
but she seems to be maybe individual in that way. Maybe the others don't have the same temper that she does.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I hadn't really thought about what you just said, Kate. Like that wasn't related. Because it just landed for me that, okay, wait.
Well, I think that's a very human way to think. Like, that's how we are. I think that we are generally, not only, but like, you suspect people of ulterior motives. But my impression from the show so far is that these beings are very
altruistic,
kind and caring and altruistic. Yes, altruistic. That's why they don't hurt animals. It's not because the animals are going to hurt them. They don't want to hurt animals because they're just altruistic.
Well, and as far as making them one of them, they don't see that as anything bad. I mean,
they don't think it's a bad thing.
It's wonderful to them, so they don't understand why anybody wouldn't want to join them.
I guess I'm also making that leap because we haven't discovered the underlying reasoning behind all of this yet. We don't know where they come from. We don't know what they're up to.
Mm-hmm. There's so much information missing.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you're trying to make connections to why is this happening.
Right. So, and it could be right. Like, who knows what's right. It's just my first impression was they're weirdly altruistic.
I like that because it is more complicated that way. Because it's like, if they are actually genuinely, in quotes, good.
Yeah, then you really feel bad killing them.
Exactly. So what do you even, like, your approach to solving this problem would have to be very creative and different than anything we would naturally think of doing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Different than humans as a whole. I don't know.
Yeah. Intriguing.
And it's also like, as far as Zoja and the harem and everything goes, like, it's probably something to do with this altruism, perhaps. I don't know. But like, I know everybody has everyone's knowledge because somebody else has it, but just because one person wants this guy, do they all want him? Because that wouldn't make sense because somebody certainly does not want this guy. You would all not like him. Like, how does that work?
But do they actually want him or do they just want to be with him?
They're just excessively kind.
They want to please people.
Because they want to make him happy. They want to please him.
They're just ultimate people pleasers.
Are they all actually kind of like, oh, no, thank you, but we want to make you happy, and they don't think is getting into like the point of the conversation they have is that
you prioritize their happiness over your own.
Because she asked her like, do you want to go with this guy? And she's basically like, well, even if I don't want, I mean, the impression I got was even if I don't want to, I have to because I have to make.
That's what he wants.
But I was surprised that was a strange for me writing conversation in that one of the last things that was said was like, I can't decide, you guys have to decide, but they don't decide, and then she goes with him, and I'm like, wait a minute, you decided.
I'm assuming there was probably a cut, like something happened off screen maybe between them because she leaves the scene, but then it's like she probably just maybe said like, just go, I don't care, you know, like
she'd kind of already said that.
That energy was there.
She did. She said, if you want to go, just go.
And then when she left, I kind of got the impression that was her just
dismissal,
kind of taking herself out of it.
Yeah.
And maybe making that choice at the same time.
It's so interesting because that whole argument of I can't choose because it's going to hurt one of you. Sorry, but like you're going to eventually hurt someone.
Right.
Like there's no way around that. If you go through life making any choices
at all, Right.
there's someone that's going to be hurt by it or someone going to be disappointed always. Like, not in every choice, but eventually that's going to happen to everyone.
Right.
We can't escape that.
Unless you're in the hive mind.
Right.
Because in the hive mind, everybody is just harmonious and just doing what needs to be done at all times. There is no choice. It just happens.
Right, but I'm interested in seeing how that plays out with the people who actually have free thought. What do they call them? The free thinkers.
Free thinkers.
Because I feel like that could come into play pretty significantly of like,
Right.
we're not going to be able to please all 13 of you at the same time because you're going to have conflicting needs, and
Yeah.
could be very interesting.
Did any of you kind of get the sense towards the end of the episode that, I'm still going to call her Pirate Lady because I like it, Pirate Lady was kind of maybe separating from the hive mind a little bit? I kind of felt like she was gravitating towards Carol in a real way.
Yeah.
I did.
The actress made a choice to, look like she was a tiny bit,
Torn.
bothered by, it felt like she didn't want to go with him. you know?
And then there's the look back. Like, we're not there yet, but when she's getting on the plane, she looks back at the plane that Carol's on.
Yes, exactly. I thought that too.
Interesting. Yeah. I was kind of thinking it was a follow-up to the previous scene of her just not knowing what the right thing to do was because she was going to disappoint someone no matter what she did. Mm-hmm. But your read on that is actually way more interesting because it's like that could be some individuality kind of creeping through the hive mind, which, that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the rest of the episode is just Carol watching that play out and then deciding at the last minute to race off the plane and stop their plane from departing.
Yeah.
Why do you think she stopped the plane?
She has a conscience.
I think she's going to tell Pirate Lady to get off and come back with me. That's what I think.
Yeah. I was also thinking it was for Zosha, yeah.
I think there might be some isolation too of like, I'm going to go back to being completely alone and the only person that stayed with me here is leaving, The only other person who has independent thought is on a plane.
Do you mean Kumba? Or?
I think you guys are probably right, but Kumba. Yeah, just like somebody that is not part of this is leaving and I'm separating from him and now I feel like alone again.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that at all. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But it sucks that he stayed it seemed like just to ask her permission to take.
True.
He did.
He did, yeah.
Like when I heard it was him, I was like, yes, like for whatever reason, even though he's disgusting, I kind of like him. Like,
Maybe he's going to come through.
right. And then that was the reason.
Which makes me wonder, I wonder if he had asked Zosha, is that how you say it, Zosha?
I think so.
I wonder if he had asked her, like, hey, come with me, and he wouldn't have stayed to ask Carol, like, if she protested in some way. I don't know if she can. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think he would have waited for Carol at all if Zosha hadn't said, I need her permission. I don't think he cared about Carol in particular.
Yeah, but I just wonder, like, is that I mean, I guess maybe we'll learn about it. Like, is that like a rule? Like, why would she have to have her permission?
Or was it an excuse?
Yeah, it wasn't an
because
excuse.
I kind of think she really didn't want to go with him, but
I think that the permission was just because she knows that if she just leaves, it's going to potentially hurt Carol, and they are so opposed to ever doing that.
Maybe, yeah. That would lend to the argument that maybe she is breaking from the hive mind a little, and she's thinking about what she wants versus what the greater good wants. If she was thinking, well, I don't want to leave Carol.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm going to, I don't know.
That's interesting.
I just wanted to say, I thought Pirate Lady was great too. Zosha, played by Carolina Vidra. I'm sure I said that wrong and I'm sorry, but I like her a lot.
She reminds me of Emily Mortimer. Do you guys have that thought?
I can see that, yeah.
She kept making expressions and stuff where I kept thinking, oh man, she looks a lot like her.
Yeah. She was in True Blood and House, apparently.
Oh. I never watched True Blood, but sometimes I think about maybe I should.
Did
you like it?
I liked it, but it was so long ago I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Did you like it, Kimberly?
Yeah, I like True Blood. It got a bit wishy-washy towards the end, but most shows do.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you've said that she was in True Blood, I recognize it now.
All right. That's a wrap on our discussion of episode 2 of Pluribus season 1. Come back next week for our discussion on episode 3. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.